Welcome to this week's MoneyFit Live webinar. My name is Todd Christensen. I'm Education Manager at MoneyFit by DRS, author of Everyday Money for Everyday People, and an accredited financial counselor. Good to have you with me. Today's topic, personal and household budgeting options. We're going to talk about 5 basic options you have when it comes to budgeting. Now, if you don't like the word budget, call it a spending plan. That's really all a budget is. It's just a plan on how you are going to spend your money. Are you going to prioritize one type of spending or one purchase over another? If you are, then you are doing some sort of budgeting. That's all it is. If you don't like the word, call it a plan. Call it whatever you want. Just make some priorities and note them, and pick an option that will work for you. So we're going to talk about besides the basic types, we're also going to talk about the formats. If you're going to look pencils or online or an app, anything along those lines. So pencils, pies, spreadsheets, and apps. There's plenty to go through here in today's presentation. Basic budgets. 1, here they are. The traditional budget, pretty much known as a zero-based budget. You start over every single month at 0. You add up the income, you subtract the expenses, and at the end of the month, you should have 0 if you have more left over at the end of the month than your expenses, which never happens, by the way, in most households. You're supposed to take that extra and put it into savings. You want to actually do savings. If you want to join the 20% that saves something every month, and it's not just the wealthy. In fact, there are plenty of people who are making a ton of money every month that are not saving money. You have to commit to it right up front. Make your savings your first bill. Pay yourself. You are your first bill that you get for the month. If you don't pay yourself by putting money into your own savings account, you don't get a payday. It's everybody else's payday. So anyway, that's your traditional budget, or zero-based. You might hear it. It is basically just zeroing out everything at the end of the month, starting over again the next month at 0, so that every month you are staying within your budget. Your percentage-based budgets, there's a very popular one called the 50-30-20 budget that it's based on percentage. You basically just take whatever your paycheck is and you live on half of it. How are you supposed to do that? You live on 50%. You pay your rent or your mortgage, your transportation, your communication, cell phone, your utilities. You pay half of that, you use half of that and live on that. And then 30% you enjoy doing whatever you want, going out to eat, traveling, giving gifts, whatever you choose. And then the final 20 is the saving and investing portion. We have our own version called the Money Pie, which goes in not much more detail, but and you can just go to moneyfit.org and look for Money Pie under our calculators in the Academy section, and you punch in your number, your amount, your income, your paycheck or your monthly income, and it tells you exactly, here's what you put toward living, here's what you put toward generosity, here's what you put toward saving and investing and improving your income and having fun. You can adjust those figures, but there's a great free online tool for you there. There's what we call the daily refrigerator budget. Basically, it lists out, the traditional budget is a monthly budget. The percentage-based plan is kind of a one-time deal. You just figure it out, and then every month you're going to use the same amount for paying bills and for having fun and so forth. The refrigerator budget is a day-by-day sort of a thing. It tells you how much you're going to have on any given day of the month. So on a page, for example, you would have numbers 1 through 31 for half the year, and each line lists what you're spending money on that day and where you're getting money and how much. And over here, it looks just like if you remember the checkbook registers, it's basically a checkbook register in reverse. Instead of telling you where your money's gone, this is projecting where your money's going in the future, and the budget the balance on any given day. So that, the problem with the traditional budget is quite often your paychecks don't line up with your bills. For the month, it might be great. You might earn more than you plan to spend, but if you have a week where you have all the bills due and you don't get paid for another week until after that, that's the problem. So that's where the refrigerator budget helps you project where you're going to be near zero or below zero and have to do some adjusting so you don't go below zero. The envelope budget. This has been a very popular one as well. Basically, it's pretty much like either the traditional budget or the percentage-based budget. You figure out how much money you're putting to all your bills, and you put that into it's actually a cash-based budget. You put that all into an envelope marked rent or mortgage or utilities or whatever for the bill. And then another one for dining out, and another one for groceries, and another one for cell phone, and another one for gift giving. You have all these envelopes, and that the theory being, when you've taken all the money out of that envelope, you're done for that with that category for the month. That's the envelope budget or the envelope system. And again, at moneyfit.org, under our academy, we've got some free downloadable envelope labels you can use, and a great page there to go into more details. And then there is what we call the automatic budget. This is the budget that you set up one time and it just goes from then on, takes care of everything. It is basically, you set up all direct debit with all your creditors, all your utility companies. You set everything up so that they take the money directly out of your account. If you don't like that, you can set up the direct or the online bill pay so that it sends money from your account. Just be aware that if it's late, in that case, in the online bill pay, sometimes it arrives late and you're responsible for late fees. It doesn't matter if the bank didn't send it out on time, it's your responsibility. That's why I do like the direct debit, where it's now the creditor's responsibility to come and take it. If you're uncomfortable with that, I've been doing it for 20 years. I have had one problem with it, but they corrected it within a day. No additional fees, real no headaches. Some people do have problems with it, but it's very uncommon. But once you put everything automatic, the only thing you have to worry about is taking out your fund money every month or every week, every paycheck, and you have grocery account. You have maybe a second checking account that you're transferring money automatically over just for groceries, because you know this is how much we spend on groceries every week. So every week or every paycheck, you automatically have it set up so money goes into that grocery account, and that's the debit card that you take to the grocery store. And when it gets to zero, you're done. You can have multiple savings accounts as well, so that money is automatically going into your car repair and car replacement account, into your home repair and home and yard work account, into your vacation account, into your emergency fund. Everything's automatically happening. As soon as paycheck comes in, money goes right back out to a day or two later into the appropriate accounts, and the account that stays there, all the bills, the money goes out directly to the creditors and to the bills, whoever you owe money to. You don't have to worry about it. Just enjoy having whatever fun you've planned for the day. Okay, so that's the basics of the 5 different types of budgeting accounts or budgets. Now let's talk about how to choose which one is best for you. We'll just go through it pretty briefly, pretty quickly. If you are detail oriented, you love getting into numbers, so you're an accountant type, you're going to love the traditional budget. That zero base just sounds like an accounting thing. That's because they do talk about that in business. You want to know where every penny's going. That's what the traditional budget does. It tells you exactly where you plan to spend every single penny. This is actually the budget that most people are taught early on, if they're taught ever at all. And it works. It works for many households. If it doesn't work for you, try one of the others. Here's the percentage-based budget. It's great for a new financial situation. If you are moving to a new location, you know what your income is going to be there. Maybe you have a job offer. Work out the percentage-based budget so you know how much you can afford for housing and utilities and all that kind of thing, so that you're living on that 50%. Can you adjust it to 60-20-20? Of course you can. It's up to you, but that's the general idea is you've got to live 50%. People say it's impossible. It is not impossible. It's only impossible if we let our regular expenses creep up above 50%. If we insist on living in a brand new home or in a larger home than what we could afford below that 50%. Yeah, that it's not easy, I agree. There are some sacrifices to be made. That's just the reality. At some income levels, you're going to need, and at some income levels, you're going to need some assistance from family, from church, faith-based organizations, from community organizations, nonprofits, or from the government. But if you have full-time employment and you're not working minimum wage, it's just about prioritizing our expenses so that we are able to avoid going into debt. Because if you don't, you will eventually go into debt, which means more of your future income goes to paying interest rather than what you actually want to pay for in life. If you like having control, again, this is another little control thing with the refrigerator budget where you can see where your money's going to go. You like to know exactly how much you're going to have on a given day. That is the refrigerator budget. If you get paid twice every 2 weeks rather than twice a month or once a month, the refrigerator budget can really help you, because sometimes, again, as I mentioned, your income, your paycheck is not going to match up with your bills, and so the refrigerator budget will help you figure out how to better match that up. The envelope budget, great opportunity to go cash only. What's the benefit of cash only? You do spend less. Studies show that you spend about almost 15% less using cash than you would using plastic. It doesn't matter if it's credit card or debit card or prepaid card. You spend more with plastic because you don't have to add things up and count things out, and there's no internal control to pull back the reins on overspending. So if you are worried about overspending, then the envelope system can work. You can always do a hybrid sort of a thing where you automate some of your bills, and then you only have cash for the dining out, for the groceries, for the things that you are not going to, the bills that you're not going to send cash in the mail, obviously. And then you have the automatic budget, which if you want to stress less about your finances, this is the way to go. You want to set up everything just to work on its own. You're going to have multiple accounts, and they're just going to work automatically, and so bills are going to get paid on time without you even thinking about it. Okay, so let's, if you found something that you liked in this presentation, please do consider clicking the like button on YouTube, subscribing to our channel so that we can let you know when future webinars are coming up. Pretty much every Thursday, unless it's a holiday. But do like us and share this information with others. If you would like a certificate of completion, it's free. Go to bit.ly/mf-budgets20. That's bit.ly/MF stands for money fit -budget20. And then the passcode is going to be MF503020. MF503020. And once you fill in that passcode and you put your name and your email address, click submit, you'll virtually immediately get your PDF version of a certificate of completion. Thank you. If there's any questions you might have, or if there's anything we can help you with, please do contact us. There's my phone number, 208-286-3283, my email address, or just reach out to us through moneyfit.org and find upcoming webinars and previously recorded webinars at moneyfit.org/live. All the best to you.